Well, my webcam just died for a second, so I'm probably not where I'm
Dying
supposed
is
to be.
bad. Hey, Ryan's here.
No, I'm back. Why is my camera fucking around? I swear to God.
And we're back. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Um, and can I get everyone else to talk real quick?
Hello.
I'm talking right now.
Great.
Oh.
We have sound. We have yeah. So we're just gonna do a quick switch the cameras around, real
Yes,
quick.
I'm Game Daddy now.
But do we have a sound of music?
We should have the sound of music, very faintly in the background, courtesy of Pretzel. All right. Hey, this is a whole thing. It's going well. Sphinx, thank you so much for that subscription. On a two. Though, all right. Now we are in the correct places. Is it a Dark Throne shirt?
Yes, Transylvania Hunger, because I'm the vampire.
Yeah, yeah. Jamie recognizes it from his metalhead days, short as though they were.
I'm sure he was shivering with anticipation whilst awaiting your answer.
Yeah, probably.
You had to wait a little longer than that, like 5 years. And
I'm impatient.
I swear to God, if you do that one more time,
that wasn't me. That wasn't on purpose. That was not on purpose. I didn't do that on purpose.
And he's gonna take you out.
Pro streamers here, friends. Pro streamers. All right, here we go. And everyone's back where they should be.
I feel like Ryan is just meant to be Stream Daddy.
I mean, you never know until you try.
I mean, I can't compete with that voice. You've heard him. All right, sorry. We're serious pro streamers, and we're gonna get it
For real. For real this time.
But I'd have to show.
So, this is where we do the intro.
This is a whole thing. Yeah.
About 30 minutes into the stream.
Do you want me to do the intro?
I got it. I wasn't sure which way it was going. Hello, everybody. Welcome to System Shock. I am your game daddy. System Shock is a show where we jump into a system with no prior knowledge to it, and we learn it on the fly. The players are learning on the fly, the game daddy is learning on the fly, and hopefully through our stumbling and bumbling, you can figure out the system as we learn it, and you get a fun little story. As well. Now, this is part 2 of our very first episode of System Shock. So I'm just going to give a little bit of a summary of what happened last time in episode 1. So first, let's introduce the characters. So we have Velvet playing Reggie Nareth, who is an ice queen, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Excuse you, Cosmic Horror.
Of course. Next, we have Nyax, who is I believe you're
totally normal person.
Oh yes, of course.
Totally not a hollow.
A totally normal person.
100%.
Hollow.
Whippity wobbity.
And then, of course, we have Ryan, who's playing Brahms, who is just the most sexy voice vampire of all time. But I'm sure Ryan can tell you all about that.
Later.
See what I tell you. And then finally we have Anita, who is playing Jess, the Mortal.
The one actually normal human in this clusterfuck of a game.
Well, the one human at least.
Yeah.
Normal is a very strong word.
That's true. That is fair.
So in the very first episode, all of these lovely people got an invitation to Inglewood Academy, the premier arcane academy in Chicago. There, they were introduced to a few of their other classmates and each other. They had time to be introduced to the admin of the school, and afterwards, they were all going to be sorted into the different houses in the Inglewood Academy. There is Soul, there is Ether, there is Soul, Ether, Weave, and I believe the last one was not mentioned, in fact, because we didn't get to that. And the reason being is one of the trials to figure out which house you belong to was to be put under a spell of sorts and to see how you naturally react to that spell to protect yourself. Each player here just demonstrated a instinctual control over magic that seemed to stem from the ether, basically their connection to null space, or the pieces of arcane magic that attaches one item to the next. And we ended with Reggie undergoing the ceremony, and her instinctual response was to call forth into the darkness for something ancient, something old, something powerful. Upon seeing this, the staff of the school and the teachers all went to collectively stop whatever it was that Reggie was doing, stop them from opening up the gateway that they were opening. And they stopped the ritual, they stopped the chanting, they quieted Reggie. The moments of silence passed, and darkness loomed. And then the sounds of quaking could be heard in the distance. And the quaking got closer and closer to the school. Whatever it was that Reggie called forth from the darkness in that moment of sheer terror instilled upon her for this test, heard the call and has refused to leave. So that's where we're going to pick back up, with the students now understanding that there is something massive, something dark, and something looming coming closer. Now, there was one other factor that was only hinted at, but now seems to be the perfect time. Now seems to be the perfect time to reveal it to the players. See, when you underwent the spell to find what house you belong to, on some base level, you all understand that there is something in you inherently magical. There's something in you that is connected to the world beyond. And this massive ancient thing is coming closer to you, and on some base level, you want to reach into that part of yourself that has that pull of magic, just for safety, just to feel safe. And it's not there. You start to look around at your teachers, who are now running to Reggie, shaking her, going, "What is this? What is this?" And you see a few teachers standing at the door. One of the windows crashed just from the fierceness of the shaking. And you can see the shadow of a hand approaching the school. It is massive. And you see the teachers moving their hands in ritualistic fashion, and you see lights of magic forming runes. And then you see as a look of confusion seems to sweep them all as the lights from their runes. And then you see as a look of confusion seems to sweep them all dissipate. They move their hands in ritualistic fashions again, and sparks, but no runes. They do it again, and then no sparks. There is nothing. And the hand gets closer. Now pressed against the hole where the stained glass was, you see a palm of pitch black skin, akin to what Brahms turned into during his portion of the ritual, except massive. This being is stories high. So with that introduction, what do you do?
Am I conscious?
You're coming. You were out of it for just a bit, but you're slowly starting to come to, and you just have a teacher in your face. What is this? What is this? What did you call? What did you stop it? Unsummon it.
I'm gonna shove whoever that is off me, because first of all, don't touch me.
Okay, so I'm gonna say go ahead and get me a lash out physically roll. So go ahead and roll your 2d6.
That's a 7.
All right, so on a 7, you harm them, and you get to choose either they learn something about your true nature and gain a string on you, the MC decides how bad the harm turns out, or you become your darkest self. So you successfully push him away, but one of these things happen, and it is your choice. And just in case you didn't hear or you missed one of those, I'm also putting it in chat for you.
Oh, perfect. Sorry. People trying to talk to me. And I picked just one of these?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, you know what? I'll double down on the trash fire. Maybe I'll become my darkest self.
All right, so you push him away, but it's not with muscle. It's not physical force that you push him away. Instead, you push, and the shadow beneath you rises up and caresses your hand, caresses your arms, and it feels like a loving embrace. And the shadow holds your hand for just a moment before turning around in your hand and launching this teacher away. And as that happens, the shadow retreats back into your hand, and you notice that your hand is becoming pitch black, and it's pulling you closer to the window. And you can hear the stonework starting to strain and crack where the black hand outside is, where it's crushing the stonework around the broken window, until ultimately an explosion of stone comes crashing down. You see students ducking and dodging. One isn't lucky at all. It just gets immediately crushed. And the hand is now inside the room, the giant chamber with you, reaching out for you, and you feel yourself being pulled towards it. So, Jess, you see all of this happening. What do you do?
I immediately go at Nix, I'm assuming is right beside me, and I go to
Yep.
them. Listen, this was all fun for a laugh, but I really shouldn't be here. I need to go home.
Oh no, it's fine. They are clearly friends. See? They are going to touch hands.
E.T. phone ho.
The inflection that does it. They are going to touch hands.
This is all really weird. Like, first there was a strange ritual. I don't even know what's going on.
Yes. It is an adventure.
Eh.
Also, we still need cape coats.
That was a thing, wasn't it? You're talking about... Oh, God. I don't even know if... We're not exclusive, right?
Are we? No,
Never mind. I'm going to, I guess... This is real bad. And I'm going to run over to Reggie. And I'm going to try and say, Reggie, you can stop this, right?
Before that, go ahead and roll me a keep your cool.
À moi?
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna roll with cold.
All right. Well, my cold's not my best. I am more hot than cold. Oof. That's a 5.
Okay, so with a 5.
The worst possible thing happens generally if it's a 6 under.
Yeah. So you're trying to gather yourself up to run to Reggie, and you start to make your way, and you notice the shadow underneath Reggie begins to move again as you get closer, and you stop and you start to take a step backwards, and as you retreat, the shadow follows until ultimately it touches tip with your toes, and you hear in your head, wait, there is a time and a place for you, but it is not here, and it is not now.
I run out of the room.
So as you run out of the room,
Oh yeah, my bad. Jess, wait! It touched your foot. Is that like touching hands? Wait, Jess, I'm confused.
I don't like this Peter Pan shit!
Kind of like runs after Jess.
I like to think that Nix actually has a mute button.
yes.
Yes!
I know they're not an actual robot, but
I know it's just doesn't activate the mouse. Just like oh.
wait.
So Nyax, while you see Jess run off into one of the hallways leading deeper into the school. The door is wide open and Jess runs in, and as soon as you go to try and catch them, the door closes right behind them.
Jess, can you close doors now? Yes.
Jess, you hear nothing.
Why do they ignore me? This is confusing.
So Brahms, you're starting to see all this madness go down. What do you do?
So Brahms is kind of hunched over right now. His long red hair is out of his ponytail due to the other stuff that happened earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just kind of like just like covering his entire face. And he just like, he's got his hand up to his mouth and he drops something. And then he just kind of stands up, hands through his hair back into a ponytail. You can see blood dripping from the corners of his mouth as he starts to bring himself back to the way he thinks he should look. He's still disheveled, but can I see Director Sinclair anywhere?
You see Director Sinclair is unconscious underneath a little bit of rubble.
I will walk over to it, nudge my foot under it, and flip it off of her.
Okay. Go ahead, just give me a quick lash out physically.
Sure. How do? What am I?
Roll 2d6 and let me know what you got.
Do I add anything?
You would add roll with volatile.
Oh, good. -1. I'm using an online thing. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
If it would work, that would be wonderful. So that is -1, a 10.
So, oh, you got a 10?
Yeah. It was 11, but -1. Because of my volatile is -1.
All right. So, you just easily brush this rubble away, and though originally it looked as though the injuries were grievous to Sinclair, upon just getting the rocks off, you see that it only appeared rough. Your understanding of anatomy, you understand that this is a flesh wound and Sinclair will be fine. And in fact, as soon as the rock is lifted from her, she well, that wasn't very pleasant, was it?
And he's going to one arm behind his back and just reach a hand down to offer to help her up. Come now, madam, things are happening and we should probably put a stop to them somehow.
I see. Oh, perhaps it wasn't a bad idea after all. Bringing in a few of the children of the night, then, yeah? She takes a look at what's going on, and you see she begins to move her hand in a ritualistic fashion, but immediately her right arm kind of... Just give me a second. She tries it again. She's having a hard time. You can tell that the majority of the damage she took was on one arm. And while it's nothing that's going to be permanent, it is making movement rather difficult for her at the moment.
I don't suppose there's anything around I can make a roughshod splint with.
I'll say go ahead and roll with keep your cool. See if you can figure. So you're gonna roll with cold. Yep.
Okay. Is that, and so that's a +1 then to whatever I roll. 2d6?
Yep.
6.
Okay. So you're trying to make you're going around and you're gathering material to make this split, and you find just a perfect sturdy little bit of a metal rod that'll keep the arm straight, and you reach for it and you see shadow move from underneath the giant hand, very similar to what's been happening with Reggie. And it starts to make its way towards you. I will allow you to either roll another keep your cool to see if you can get the rod necessary for the split, or to run away. Both will either one will require a roll.
So they're both cold?
So keep your cool is going to be cold. Run away is going to be volatile.
Okay, well, I'm going to do the cold because I have a -1 on volatile.
Gotcha.
Double sixes, so 13.
Oh, okay. So you reach to get this metal rod, and the shadow touches your hand, and you're kneeling to grab this, and you feel the cold of this shadow on your hand. But you've been alive a very long time, and you are not a mortal student. You are one of the things that go bump in the night. And upon touching you, instinctually you bare your fangs, and your skin gets a little darker, and you feel that same rush that you felt when the spell took hold of you before, and you changed into the final evolution of vampire. And the change isn't happening, but you can feel that similar rush. You feel a power in your voice. You feel an authority that you're not quite sure where it comes from. What do you say to the shadow?
My name is Maximilian von Brahms Sinclair. I have known the chill of death, and your ice is all but melted.
And with that, you feel the release of the shadow, and you see the hand retreat from the window. And now that you're closer to the window, you look up and you see a pitch black figure with brilliant golden eyes looking down, looming over you. Its skin, while impossibly dark, seems to always be moving, almost like a liquid, almost like a gas. You have to focus your eyes to even be sure that you're seeing what you're seeing. It's impossible, it's beautiful, it's horrific, and it's maddening. But this impossible, dark, ancient thing seems to be looking at you with the same wonder that you are looking at it. Reggie, you feel the pull of the shadow release. There's a moment of quiet, uncertainty, as if at any moment something could strike. And Reggie, you hear,
I am not yet here. I am not yet free. You've torn a hole in the aether. I have tasted your air. You will join with one tonight. Free me or become me.
And just Reggie heard that, right? Okay.
and in your mind, you see Jess running and running and running into an impossible darkness. And just as quickly as that vision comes, you see Brahm standing in the dark, staring down the impossible. One contains the darkness, one drawn towards the darkness. But you understand that both are keys.
I think while they're having their little Chicagoan standoff there, I'm gonna just make the usual hand signals to my girls and start kind of making my way toward the door. And I say the girls because I don't know where Glen Coco fucked off to.
I think you sent Glen Coco back to the dorms to find your stuff or something.
They were supposed to find the classes, and then I don't know if they ever came back.
You told him to go, Glen Coco.
You're muted, more.
Just you do, as you're running down the hallway, see Glen Coco necking with some boy down at the dormitories.
Classic Glen Coco.
Respect, Glen Coco.
You go, Glen Coco.
4 for you, Glen Coco.
Can't handle.
Why are you so obsessed with him?
Well, what is Glen Coco's darkest self?
A freak. No,
We keep him around.
they don't actually get to have darkest selves.
Because they're NPCs.
Yep. So you make the motion, and Carr and
Gretch.
Carr and Gretch, thank you, come from hiding underneath the bleachers and make their way next to you. So, like, what was that about? You just hear Gretchen kind of looking still unnerved, but trying to act as though she isn't.
That's someone at the door, and you're gonna help me find the keys.
All right, like, cool. So, like, did you check your pocket or whatever?
You're lucky you're cute. Let's go.
And they just follow. Bra, you, the beating in your chest and the rush of just old blood and the baring of your fangs, it finally all recedes. And there's a moment of calmness, and you see the dean walking up to you. Well, that certainly was something.
I found this. It might actually help. And he's gonna, as he says help, he's gonna start wrapping her arm.
She offers it gingerly.
Let's just say that he kind of looks over to the thing he dropped earlier, and it's just an arm from someone who had died earlier. Dean, I apologize, but waste not, want not, I suppose. They were already gone, and I was feeling a little drained.
As far as I'm concerned, you could have ate the whole bloody cheer squad. I saw what you did.
No,
I don't. She kind of leans in, getting real close to your ear, and whispers softly, I don't feel my magic. In fact, all of the runes here are dead.
First of all, I'm dead, so please be a little more sensitive with terminology. Secondly, that is somewhat disturbing. This is supposed to be a premier academy of the magical arts, and yet there are no magical arts to be found.
Exactly. I mean, I would think that if, well, not to be further insensitive, but if something were to remove all the magic in Inglewood, there are a few souls here that I know are comprised of a little bit of magic, including yourself. How do you feel?
How do I feel, Nora?
You there was a strong sense of unease, which you which you which you would have assumed was because there's a giant, you know, 5 or 6 story tall eldritch being outside your window. But now that it's gone, there is an unease tugging at you, but just the pure strength of what you exhibited seems to be holding something off from you.
Dean, I won't exactly lie to you, but I will say that I haven't felt a general feeling of unease like this for a few thousand years, and the first time I turned. When I was trying to make sense of a world brand new, at least through new eyes. It's different, but the same. If that makes any sort of sense.
Well, right now, nothing makes sense, and so in a way, I guess everything makes sense.
Not exactly what I meant, but sure, whatever you need to say.
I'd like to keep you close. We need to look after each other, and you see, she just does a basic, simple, somatic gesture, and just the most pathetic purple spark comes out.
No, very pretty. I'm sorry, making people feel better is never one of my strong suits.
Well, I don't need you to make me feel better. I would appreciate you keeping me alive, though.
Well, I make no promises. I had a hard time keeping myself alive at one point, which is fairly apparent, I believe. I'll do my best.
I think you've done a better job than you think. Pretty sure I could cut your hand off and you'd have at least 100 rings, right?
Let's not do that and say we did. I am rather attached to this one. It took me a long time to grow it back the last time.
She smiles and kind of nudges into you.
He doesn't really give. He just kind of...
I think at that point, you feel Nyack's nudge at you at the other side because she's just been watching everybody confused. They've been watching everybody confused. Just nudge. Is this? Am I doing this right?
No.
Oh. How do I do it?
You don't.
Oh.
Good. See? You've got it.
And at this point, Reggie and her goons are heading towards are they leaving the school or are they going into where Jestel's running?
Yeah, no, we're gonna go through the door Jess ran through. I don't think it's particularly safe to go outside right now.
Okay, so you are going to need to make me a lash out physically to get this door open. 2d6 plus volatile. And so as the Reggie and the Goon Squad does that, Sinclair points at them and goes, I think we should follow your friends. And she says that to Nyax.
That's a 7.
Probably. But I have a question for Maximilian first. Do you wish to have sex with Jess? I believe she is interested, and I would like to watch.
So there are many things that need to be answered, and let's go down the list.
Love the direct method. I approve.
First of all, you may call me Broms. My name is Broms Sinclair.
Oh, I thought it was Max. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Secondly, that's none of your business. And thirdly, I'm selfish, so no, you can't watch.
But I want to learn. And it's selfish to tell you this? I can help you with her.
Them.
He's gonna
Sorry.
he's going to lean close to Nyax and just kind of in their ear. I don't need your help. And he's going to back off, and he's going to say, I can direct you to several websites if you care to learn about this sort of thing. But you will not be stepping foot into my chambers
What?
unless invited.
We have a bed too. We are happy to share, I think. I think that's what non-exclusive means. Unclear.
Reggie, you are able to get the door open, but you need to choose one of the options in chat. So let me know which ones you're choosing. And it's the same as the first time, basically.
I'll let you decide how bad the harm turns out.
Okay.
Is Reggie still in her darkest self?
So
Yeah, probably.
the hand is still pitch black, but it's not being pulled towards the entity that is just outside standing and watching.
Just like how Nyax wants to.
What? It's for learning.
Educational
should-
purposes.
Educational voyeurism. You know, it'd be like that sometimes.
So
Voyeur
Reggie,
education.
It's for research.
Reggie, you
Yes.
you point your girls at the door and they're trying to open it and they can't, and you take a deep breath and sigh. And then you go to do it yourself, and as soon as you touch the handle, you hear, yes, yes. And you teleport past the door. And you see very close to you, Jess is still making their way.
Yes. Yes.
Do I like blue shell it and slam into them?
No, you reach to touch the handle, and you jumper style directly behind Jess, who is in the hallway, and we're gonna cut from you for a second. Jess, you noped out. What's the plan now?
I'm trying to find a way out of this creepy place. I went to the nearest door, but I don't know where I am or where I'm going.
Okay, so you've gone from the grand hall, and you're running towards another hallway that's starting to lead towards the dorm. So think of it very much like the Xavier School for mutants, where in the hallway there's some of the first couple of doors are classrooms, and then further down the hallway there are some of the dorm rooms.
So, I'm just gonna try and find like the closest exit towards outside and somewhere not here, I think is what Jess's plan is at this point.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a run away. You're gonna roll with volatile.
Sure thing. That's an 8.
Okay, so you find your way outside, but you have to choose one of these for me.
Hold up 1 second. Sorry, everybody.
No worries.
Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pop that out. There we go. That's better. Hi, everybody. Pro streamer here. Didn't bother to pop out chat before I was using Zoom.
God. None of these are great choices for them.
So it's I
Hello,
choose
audience.
one from the
Have
list.
you tried drinking
Yep.
water?
They're all great choices.
Oh. No, they're all
It's
good
great.
choices. They're all really good choices.
The first choice, I have a hard time imagining the first choice.
I
Because
know.
right now, I'm running from a massive shadow entity and all the weirdness that this place entails.
So if you run into something worse,
What's worse?
Mom?
What's worse? And I kind of like that idea of making everything horrible.
It's your choice.
Run into your parents.
Oh God. I'm gonna go with. I run into something worse.
Okay.
Just because it sounds like fun. Why not?
Okay, so you start to run. You're going as fast as you can. You saw what was behind you, and you have no interest in going any further with that. And you see a door that leads outside, and you quickly take a beeline over to it, and you open the door, and you run out, and you recall that the sun was setting before, but you're outside, and the sun is high. It's at the height of its path. It's bright and beautiful and luscious and green and strange. What do you do?
I walk towards the light.
Okay, so you start to run towards the sunlight, and you start to hear some strange sounds off in the distance. You hear the screeching of tires, the sounds of explosions, gunshots. You hear the murmuring of a courtroom. But all you see is green fields in the sun. You look to the ground and you see cards just all over the floor. And then you start to notice the ground. You're walking on a paved path. And the further you walk on this path, the more that you're noticing that the colors of the brick go from gray to a nice red. And you stop. And you look behind you and you see this 10-story tall just pitch black figure looming over the school.
I'm just gonna say, are the bricks gonna turn yellow?
Right now they're red.
Because, motherfucker, if you do that to me again, I swear. So, giant looming shadow behind me, beautiful, lush, and verdant green path ahead of me. I can still see the academy in my hindsight too.
Yep. In fact, he's standing over the academy.
But the outside of the academy doesn't normally look like this.
No.
Not from my recollection.
And you're starting to hear footsteps behind you now, running fast.
I'm gonna turn around towards the footsteps.
You don't see anything, but you hear them, and they're getting closer.
Oh God. I'm going to keep running down the red path, I guess.
Okay, you run down the red path, and you see, it looks like it's very strange. You've seen this in. Are you natively from Chicago?
Jess, I would say, is they are the new kid in town, so they have never been. They don't know anything about this. Nyx was the first person that they met, and.
Cool. So you're running down this field, and the path it's red, and you look, and it's the strangest thing. It's the bean right ahead. It's just a silver sculpture.
You mean Cloud Gate?
I said
the bean. That's what he
fucking
said.
bean.
Not a local.
Look, if it pisses off Anish Kapoor, then it's the fucking bean, okay?
But yeah, you see it, and it's right in front of you, and there's more cards scattered all across the floor.
Cards?
Cards.
I'm gonna pick up one of the cards.
And it says, bring.
Grab another card.
Me back.
A Crunchwrap Supreme.
Another one.
Bring
Sorry.
me back. And it's in red lettering, very fancy script. But the more you grab them, the more chaotic the script becomes.
Like crazed scrawlings,
It-
almost.
Oh yeah, like it's almost as if whoever is writing it is losing control of their muscles. And then finally you pick up another set, and it's in blood. Bring me back.
Oh God. How far is the bean from me right now? Sorry. Cloud
Just
Gate.
about 15 feet.
I'm gonna touch. Put my
Go
hand
touch
up.
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go touch it.
All right. When you touch it, you feel something press against your palm. And you retract, and you see just the most beautiful red ruby.
Well, that's weird. And then I pick up another card.
Nothing on it.
Oh, I hate this. I'm gonna. Do I still hear the footsteps running towards me from behind?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to stay where I am and wait for the footsteps to come to me, I guess.
So Reggie, while you're running, and you see just ahead, Jess stops. Jess is running, and then just stops. What do you do?
I might just slam into them. I don't think I can stop myself in time.
Go ahead. I mean, I will give you a keep your cool to not bump into them.
Okay. What What's not cool at? Oh, cool beans. That is a 10.
Okay, so you stop yourself just in time, and you see that not only has Jess stopped, but Jess's eyes are rolled to the back of their head, and their head is tilted up a little bit, and you just hear just a struggle internally, and you see that their fists are clenched, and one of their fists is clutching something.
Do I see what that something is?
Yes, you see just a peak of a beautiful red ruby.
I'll try to take the ruby before administering first aid.
Okay. I am going to make this a... I'm going to make this a lash out physically.
Okay. I'm rolling my Cthulhu die for this. What is the modifier for the physically
Volatile.
Volatile.
Mhm.
All right, still solid. That's a 7. Yeah, I'm mathing right. That's a 7.
Okay. Let me give you your choices.
You know what? Jess doesn't have a string on me yet, so I think I'll go ahead and let him have the string.
All right, so Jess, you have this red ruby in your hand, and you look behind you, and the bean has vanished, and it is the hallway that you were running in before. And then you look in front of you, and you see Reggie, kind of looking at you concerned.
Where is it?
Where's what?
The ruby. I have to bring it back. Did you take it?
Am I able to like absorb the ruby into like my tendrils, or am I just like sitting there holding the evidence?
I mean, you could put it in your pocket.
Yeah, I'll put it in my pocket.
Okay.
My undulating flesh pocket.
What ruby?
Okay.
There's no ruby.
Ruby's like the cake could fly. What are you talking about?
No, didn't you see it? The bean? And all the cards? And the red path?
I didn't see any of that. You were just convulsing here.
No, I wasn't. I saw it. It was real. There was a feeling. There was a voice. It kept saying, bring me back. And then when I touched the bean, there was a crystal. And I took it. Fuck. This place is like a fucking acid trip. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by something in chat.
You know what? And that's a great place for us to pause there. So Sinclair, Brom, and Nyax, you see Reggie reach towards the door and vanish into a cloud of darkness, and her two goons are just left there. I didn't know she could do that. And Sinclair is very concerned because that can't be right. There's no magic. I don't feel it. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, first Jess ran through the door, and I think they closed it. I thought it was magic, but maybe not. And then Reggie went to the door, and then went through. And that also looked like magic. If it's not magic, then what is it?
You see Sinclair starts to limp towards the door a little bit.
Well, that was rude.
And you see, she just, with her good arm, she jiggles the handle, and it's not giving. Nyax Sinclair. I mean, Nyax Brahms, can you give this a try, please?
Well, sure.
On the slight chance that it decides to take Nyax somewhere away from here, I will let them go first.
All right, so give me a lash out physically to open the door. Oh, excuse me, please.
That would be a total of 11.
And did you add volatile?
I did.
Awesome. So you walk over casually and you notice some resistance, but you're easily able to just overcome it and push the door open.
Huh. Maybe it wasn't magic. You should work on your strength. And keeps walking.
Well, Director, it did in fact allow us to have Nyax go somewhere else. Celebration?
Well, I do have some scotch in my office, but
Forgive me, I prefer something with a little bit more iron in it.
you can tell that she's looking at you and thinking about saying something, but at the very end she restrains. I get that. Well, we'd better see about everyone. Try and get them all together. Take account of the wounded. See if there's anything that we can do about that. She points to the eldritch figure that's just staring. And for just a moment, you're pretty sure that it's staring directly at you, Brahms.
Of course. Why wouldn't it be? I would be. Have you seen me? Of course it is.
So, what do you, Nyax is going down the hallway. What's Brahms doing?
La 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 la. I don't know what's wrong.
Brom going with her? Is Brom going to try and convince Sinclair to go to the office with him?
I mean, well, the director did ask me, or ask Brahms to keep them alive.
Yeah.
But I should, at the same time, should probably go elsewhere and try to make some sense of things. So, Brahms will kind of look at the director. He's going to reach into his pocket, take out that bright red Razor flip phone, flick it open. Here, director, my phone number. And he's going to, do the whole send a text thing to give someone your phone number.
Yeah. She gives her number in return. It is the latest iPhone with an arcade charm on it, so it's running impossibly fast.
He notes their choice in Apple products and clicks his teeth disapprovingly. I don't trust apples, not since that whole Garden of Eden thing. So
Personally, I'm Team Android.
Really?
Disgusting. She goes.
Y'all are
"Funny
missing out on Tendril Mobile.
Let the record show it wasn't me. Let the record show.
and then Brahms will
You
head
completely
out.
missed mine, but it was subtle. I guess.
No. I got it.
I know you did.
I understood it.
Uh,
I got that reference.
So anyway,
I got that.
I understood that
understood that
one.
reference.
disgusted with all of you.
You should
Love
like the
you.
Avengers.
So you trade phone numbers and barbs about each other's choice of phones. I'm guessing then you make your way to the hallway.
Yeah, it's just kind of basically saying that he needs a change of scenery.
I got you. So we're gonna come back to you. Nyax, you get to Reggie and Jess first, as they're discussing a ruby, but that's really all you're able to pick up before they notice you.
This place is an acid trip. Like, oh,
Jess, I found you! Wibbity wobbity!
hey, Nix.
Shouldn't be tripping without your buddy.
Yeah.
Jogs up.
It's good to see you. Yeah. Things are weird. I don't know what's going on.
Well, there was a shadow. Then looks back. Oh, it's still there. Interesting.
Yeah, I can see that.
Browns won't let me watch you have sex with him, so I do not think I want him to be part of our non-exclusive.
Listen,
I take back some of the mean things I said about you.
I
Not all of them, but some of them.
don't necessarily. Why? What makes you think I want to have? Well, I mean,
Well, you said
the
exclusive,
if the option
and
was
then
there, and he was interested, then maybe. But at the same time, I'm kind of committed to you, and it's a whole thing.
I do not have a problem with that. I have a problem with not being allowed to learn. If I am not participating, I would like to watch. But he does not seem interested in that. So I vote no. Is that not reasonable?
You just hear some random bro further down the hallway go, "I'll do it."
Is it Glen Coco?
Fuck you, Glen Coco.
No, it's the boy Glen Coco's neck.
Stay in your lane.
It's that kind of academy, huh?
Is there any other kind of academy?
Is this
There's
not
an
normal?
There's an umbrella one, but we don't talk about that.
No.
Eh.
I think you mean Sparrow Academy. But yeah, no, she just kind of like they just kind of
Jess gets like bright red and really flustered, and
oh, are you sick? Puts hand to forehead. You are not the same color as usual.
like, yeah, but I'm warm for a different reason. I'm feeling okay. It's fine. Anyways, are you sure you didn't see anything?
See what? I saw you.
No,
I saw them.
Reggie, like, this is weird. I hear a voice that says it's not my time yet, and then I run, and then I find the bean and a ruby, and it's real weird. And there were cards here, and I reach for some of the cards that were in my hand. There's not.
There are none.
Nyx leans really close to your mouth and like sniffs. I do not smell the liquor on you.
And it's
I am
about
unsure what has happened.
It's about
The
at that
liquor.
time that Brahms catches up.
Bright red again. Like,
Oh, all of you at the same time in the hallway.
Hello. I have voted no for open sex with you.
It
Makes-
seems you are the weakest link on the island.
it's like
Reggie,
two different shows.
darling.
Slick up the
Jess,
Damn it.
I see you have you've taken to heart my advice on you wearing red. You look very good in it.
Guide. I need to go be not here.
Okay. Nyx like kind of hauls you over their shoulder and like starts jogging down the way.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Reggie, you do see there is a certain glow around Jess and around Brahms. It's very subtle, but you see a shimmering outline over the both of them.
Do I get a sense of what that glow might be for?
You
indicate?
understand. You understand that they're keys, each one opening a different lock for your friend, and you can almost feel his glare over you, expectingly.
I'll turn to Brahms. Good show in there with whatever that is.
Ah, well, I have always been a bit of a performer. As for whatever that is, I feel as though you know what that is, Reggie dear.
Well, when I'm in trouble, I call my aunt, but I think the distinct lack of hooves and bleeding means that's not her.
All right, so someone a little further up the family tree, I take it.
Certainly someone we most likely don't talk about.
Ah,
Fortunately for you and everyone else involved, I think I might have an idea on how to send them back.
oh, well, it's very interesting that you seem to know a lot about your black goat in the woods of your family.
Well, considering if you take the wrong step around the family reunions, you'll get eaten, it behooves one to know what one is dealing with.
Well, Reggie dear, I have places to be, things and people to do. I should probably be leaving. Have fun with that.
So, Reggie, let me just ask you something right now. Are you attempting to woo Braum?
Not woo, because not necessarily my type, but definitely befriend.
Okay.
Or is that the same role?
I'm just for the sake of story. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a
Okay.
turn someone on roll. So go ahead and roll with hot.
This game, I swear.
I know.
What is my hot at? Okay, that's about god damn it, me and sevens today. That's a 7.
Okay, so that means they can either give you a string or choose one of the following. So here, give me just a second here. So Braum, you can either give Reggie a string or choose one of these.
I'll do the second one.
Okay. So
Reggie.
go ahead and play that out.
He's gonna step up a little closer, not like directly face to face, but like she's like on his left, and he almost as though he's making his way past, but he stops and kind of just leans over, one hand through the hair, and says, "Reggie dear, I do need to be going, but if you come back later, perhaps we can have a little tete-a-tete later."
How do I use my strings?
So if you pull a string, you can tempt some. Oh, you can here. Sorry, give me just a second. I can just
Please hold.
do this.
Where's
Water is
let's
Susan?
have-
delicious, and you
Let's,
should
let's
drink
have
it.
some let's have some holding music.
Insert AOL dial-up sound.
All right, so if you pull a string on somebody, you can make them. You can drop any one of those on them.
It's probably from tamped down, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay, I'll pull a string then. I think as Brahms is trying to get past, I'm going to slip him a key to my dorm. Is that something I can do?
Yeah.
I'll do that, and I think before you're out of earshot, Brahms, I'll just let you know. I prefer flesh pockets, but I think Jess has been through quite an ordeal tonight and could probably use your help to decompress later.
Only if I can watch.
So wait, are you giving Brahms Jess's key?
No, my key.
Okay, I see what's happening here.
The sneaky sneak.
So, anywho, so we're gonna cut that scene. No, Rob, how do you respond? Let's
So,
get your response before we move on.
So I'm a little dense as Ryan. So you're giving me.
I gave you the key
Reggie's
to
key.
a dorm. I'm assuming you don't know that it's mine
I
and
sure
not
don't.
Jess's.
But the way you were speaking made it sound like it was Jess's key.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say that Brahms thinks for some reason he has Jess's key. And like I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that's accurate.
Okay, cool. I'm just
Okay.
making sure.
As long as you end up in that room, think whatever you want.
So you're basically trying to tempt me to go
Yeah.
to Jess's room later. Okay.
Okay, let's see how this plays out. Now let's cut over to Nyax and Jess. Jess, you are on.
Jug.
Yeah, you
can-
are on Nyax's shoulder as Nyax is.
You can put me down now.
Stops. Put you down gently.
Thank you.
Are you unhurt? I am sorry.
I'm all right. I've just had a really weird day. Like, have you ever had the feeling like the world is going to end in about 30 seconds?
No. Should I?
No, probably not. Mostly anxiety.
Would sex relax you?
I mean...
Like genuine, like question. No innuendo or anything. Just flat out a question.
Oh, yeah. Probably. But, I kind of want to figure out what's going on first.
If the world is ending, and you don't have sex now, I do not think it'll be an option later.
That's fair. You got a room?
Yes. Do you prefer to walk, or should I carry you again?
No, walk.
Okay.
And we'll go find a room.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and give me
'Cause TOS!
give me a well, you know what, first off, I'm gonna make you roll a turn someone on check, Nyax. Yeah, I've been letting you get away with
Oh,
your craziness for long enough.
But we have an established relationship.
We actually
Yep.
do, I suppose, yeah.
You still
All
got
right.
a turn.
But they've also been through some shit tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's
fair.
So setting the mood might be a little hard.
That's fair.
And just because you're in a relationship does not mean you should
That
not
is
do the
fair.
work to turn your partner on.
Enthusiastic continuous consent is the key. All right. This is unfortunately not a thing I'm good at. Do we get to re-roll low numbers or anything?
Nope.
Nope.
Is it like 5 dice and not 2?
It's 2.
No, it's just to.
You're telling me
I'm guessing
that
you rolled a 1 and a
Nyax-
1?
I got a grand total of 1 because I have -2 to hot. Oh wait, no, I only have -1 to hot, so it's a 2. There we go. Snake eyes.
You're telling me that Nyax, the emotionless robot person, isn't good at foreplay?
Right? There's a reason she
Yes.
slept force her way through.
So I think it would
They-
be... I think the answer to that would be... Listen, we should really try and figure out what's going on before we actually get down to that.
Oh, I wasn't gonna have you guys retcon anything. I've got the change in mind.
Okay, so that's good.
Okay.
So you kind of agree to this, but in the back of your mind, something's not right, and you hear, "Bring me back," and it rattles you. And Nyax, you see that Jess is a little bit rattled. What do you do?
Nike stops and kind of like tries to like gently touch their shoulders. Jess, you seem unwell. Should we find a medical person?
No, I should be okay.
And just when you make eyes with Nyax, it is a very sultry looking Brahm looking down at you concerned. And you are the only person in the world. Are you okay? And then you look away, and then it's Reggie. And she's looking at you like you're the only person in the world. Are you okay? And it's maddening. The images keep shifting, dancing on Nyax's face. And that's where we're going to take our first break.
Yeah, that's a good place as any. Thank you so much, One Dan Kind, for that sub. Thank you also, Sphinx Roll, for renewing that sub, and Lauren Danger for renewing those subs. It's September, so not Dom-tember. Or Switch-tember.
It's always Dom Timber for me.
That's fair.
What about Switch Timber? Come on!
Yeah, exactly. That's Switch erasure. So if you decide to subscribe to a channel during the month of September, it's a little bit cheaper.
Do it.
So
You would.
if that's the thing you want to do that
Yeah.
thing. All right, we're going to take about a 10-minute break. We will be back. Enjoy the lo-fi vibes and the break screen until then. We will see you shortly.
Yeah.
back in. I agree.
Again, and now they can hear me because I unmuted myself. Hi, everybody.
Yay!
Welcome
Hello,
back.
hello.
Welcome back to the second part of this. We have a disappointed Game Daddy because we punned immediately.
Welcome back to this.
Welcome
Whatever
back
this
to
is.
whatever the fuck this is.
That's correct.
System shock.
Come on, man. You've actually got the air horn noise.
Right?
System shock.
You're muted. If you
There
we
we
go.
go.
I'm just disappointed in you.
I mean, it's fitting. You know, so far the air in this campaign is pretty horny.
That's true.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's get right back into it. So, Jess, Nyx has done their best to woo you, and so you're both making your way to find a room to to work that out. And all of a sudden you hear the same voice that you heard.
For flavor,
In
can
the
we say it was
field.
mid makeout?
Yeah, yes, we can say it was mid makeout.
Yeah. Just like thematic, like good flavor there.
The flavor of makeouts.
The
That's
flavor.
my next romance novel.
So you're making out, and then you hear, "Bring me back."
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
And wake up.
I hate you all.
Are you making God to Evanescence?
Save me!
Do you
I
know
hate
how hard
you
it was to
all.
not make an Evanescence spread when you kept being like, "Bring me," and I'm like, "Back to I want to do."
Why were you hesitating? Should have jumped on that.
He who hesitates is lost.
Come on, don't let it be a whisper. Just bring me to life. Don't let me go
I'm
on.
gonna kill you all. Oh,
With kindness.
and so upon hearing that voice, you take a step back, and you look, and you just got done making out with what appears to be a very sultry Brahms who only has eyes for you,
Face goes bright
Still-
red.
still with you in his grasp. And then you look away for a second, and then it's Reggie
Face goes like
Holding-
almost purple.
holding you tenderly. And then you close your eyes once more, and you look, and it's just the faces shifting in between. The faces of Reggie, Nyx, and Brahms, and they're all looking at you very, very intensely and as if they want to consume you.
In a fun way.
I assume Nyx can tell something is wrong and
Yeah,
they're
something's
taking their hands
off with
Okay,
Jess. Yeah,
so Nyx has stopped. Do you need a medical person? You don't seem well.
My headcanon right now is that every single word spoken by Nyx in that sentence was spoken by a different person.
yes.
It just cycled through.
Jess?
Yeah, we should probably figure out what's going on before we decide. God, you're hot.
Thank you? Thank you.
Yeah.
Who was that directed at?
God, you're hot.
Wouldn't
and
you
you're
like to know?
3 people.
Alex assumes they mean them.
I mean, it could
a
mean
fair
all of
assumption.
them.
Like they could.
So, because you're shutting this whole thing down, I am going to need you to roll me a shut someone down roll, please.
Oh,
Jess.
stop.
Okay. Alright. Here we
So
go.
you have to roll with cold.
And the system is down.
Alright, I'm gonna get some
System
colder,
is down.
cooler looking dice.
Quite a shock to the system. What is the opposite of the Canadian destroyer here? Which move is this?
The American Resurgence.
The American Liberator.
Manifest destiny.
Oh, that's too real.
Oh, goodness.
I was gonna say, I was going to call it something like, well, it would be like, if the Canadian destroyer would be like the American builder or something like that, would be like the exact opposite.
Just Bob the
That's
Builder.
why I said
Yeah,
resurgence.
Bob the
you
Builder.
know.
Bob the Builder.
Can you do it? I guess not.
Alright. Can you do it? Probably not.
I
Can
could,
you shut
but I
it
probably
down?
shouldn't.
Can you shut it down?
Alright.
The hanky, panky. Can you shut
So
it
that's
down?
cold, you said?
Yep.
Cold is a -1, so that brings it down to 7, which is still a success, but
It's a success,
at a competition.
but
I'm not rolling well tonight.
oh wow. Okay, well now we have to look at conditions because you're about to get a condition,
Oof.
and
That's
and
real.
Nyax, you have to choose one of these that I just put in chat.
Okay.
So,
Shoot, I can't remember. What was the forward again?
oh, so that means if you have to make any roll against me, anytime for like for the rest of the session, you get an extra 1 added to your roll. That's what 1 forward means.
I'll take the forward.
Okay. And let's take a look at conditions. I know that these are pretty nasty, actually. So
So this is what I choose as someone who has made the roll.
oh no,
I
so Nyx gets to choose all of this against you.
Oh,
Oh, So
okay then.
chooses one from the list. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the conditions again?
Give me just a sec. Sorry.
Thank you for that sub, OG Brown Sugar.
Okay, so I'm just trying to find the list of conditions. So go, just bear
Diet
with me.
water. Believe it.
It's like when you shut one down, roll with cold. On a 7 to 9, choose one from below. But you come across poorly, and they give you a condition in return. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I just had to look up that rule real quick. Just to make sure. System shock. We all still
Shock.
learn. We're learning. So yeah, I will take 1 forward, and then you can give me a condition in return. That's how that works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then we're still looking for where the list of conditions is.
Let me just do that one.
Characters can gain a condition. Let's see. Characters can gain conditions over the course of play if you take advantage of a condition that someone has while making a move against them. Add 1 to your roll in order to take advantage of a condition mechanically. Okay, so we can call the condition whatever we want, but that's how it plays out, which is you add 1 to your roll against them. So you just kind of got shut down while trying to make the moves on Jess. So I'd imagine you feel a little spurned.
A little bit.
Delving into your more toxic nature, I'd imagine. What would that side of you say in response to what just happened?
The more toxic side of me?
Yeah. Like, how would you label Jess for what they just did to you?
Huh.
This would be something like, and again,
I'd say flaky.
Okay. So now Jess has the condition of flaky, and
Fair.
it's something that is going to spread around. So, now your reputation of flaky is going to become a thing, and people will be able to take advantage of that when they call upon that. So that's essentially how that works.
Okay.
Makes
It's
sense?
kind of like, it's kind of like just gaining a reputation around school. You can
Yep.
clear them later on, but
Yep.
for now, Jess is
Gotcha.
flaky, like a pie,
All right.
like a delicious pie
From Pie Junkie.
from Pie Junkie, local Calgary joint. Please sponsor our
Sponsor
show,
us.
though none of you are actually watching.
Also, Latte Pierre
Yes.
sponsor me.
Yeah, some soda would go good with that. Anyway, so Jess is kind of flaking on you, and it doesn't feel great. But Jess,
No.
you're saying that we need to go figure out what's going on. What do you do next?
This is a school, right? There's got to be a library
Mm-hmm.
that we can learn about weird ancient eldritch abominations.
All right, so you're gonna try to head towards the library.
Seems as good
Off
place
we
as
go.
any.
Okay, so that's where you're all heading. While that's going on, we're gonna cut over to Reggie. Reggie, you just slipped the key to Brahms, and Brahms is walking off. And as he's walking off, your mob is coming, including Coco, who's got all sorts of hickeys on her
Oh,
neck.
you said mob. I thought you said your mom.
No,
Mom.
mob.
Your mom's here.
No,
Your mom's here.
we'd be in big trouble if it was mom.
Mama.
Well, took the three of you long enough to get here.
I mean, there's a lot going on. You can't really blame us. Says
I can.
Gretchen.
I just did. I'm blaming you now.
And you hear Coco go, I don't know what happened. I got a little lost, and I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just be better.
And I just want to stop and take a quick second to say thank you, Angry Nerd Girl, for
Yes.
the raid.
We love you, Jess.
Thank you so much, Jess, for that raid. Welcome in, Raiders. We are playing Monster Hearts 2. Content warning, there's a lot of sex and violence and possibly voyeurism.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
We've talked about it. It has yet took her.
It has... There is also some...
Potential voyeurism.
There is also probably some... Well, give it about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2... They might be done with the ad now. Welcome. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, hell yeah, sex.
Oh my God.
And beautiful people. And this Justin, why don't you, or sorry, Noir, why don't you take it away and tell them briefly what this is about right now?
Okay, so hello everybody. Welcome to System Shock. System Shock is a show in which me and a group of friends jump into a system that we don't know and try to figure it out on the fly, while ultimately providing all of you with what I imagine to be a somewhat decent story. So right now we are on episode 2 of our Monster Hearts 2 storyline, which takes place in my homebrew setting of The Trouble in the Second City, Chicago for life. And one of our young students in the Inglewood Academy, during her house choosing ceremony, accidentally unleashed an eldritch being onto the city of Chicago. And there have been omens all the way through that perhaps the coupling of certain individuals might complete the ritual and either free this being or restrain it into the soul of an individual. And so we're finding out now what this party's going to do with that information. So with that said, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for sticking around, and let's get back into the story. So Glenn Coco, who is covered in hickeys, goes, I'm sorry, I just kind of got lost.
Don't be sorry. Be better.
You always say, look, I found the dorms. I know my way around the place. Where do you want to go? I can take you there.
Perfect. Here, show me where my room is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's easy. And she just kind of skips along. And you go up the stairs and you are on the second floor. And she goes, look, and you can see like there's like a sparkly garment in the shape of tentacles on your door. I made that for you.
Aw. I'm still mad, but thank you.
Don't be mad.
I think on my way here, I've been making on some loose paper or something. I have a diagram of the whatever the sigils are needed for the ritual.
Okay, so you're okay. You also notice that the ruby is a little cold in your pocket.
Is it like weird cold, or is it like
it's kind of weird cold, like somebody just pulled it out of the refrigerator.
okay? I mean, I run cold, so I'll note it, but I'm not gonna worry too much about it.
Okay. So yeah, Glen Coco opens the door and leads you to your room. It's a basic dormitory. You got bunk beds. Glen is kind of looking at the top bunk and then looking at you and looking at the top bunk and then looking at you, kind of looking at you like, can
I'm always on top.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand the book to Gretch. Listen, stay here and draw all of this around the bed.
Okay. She takes it, and she takes out some ritual material of her own, and she starts just going to work for you.
All right, I'll leave her to it, and I'll take Karen and Glenn with me, and I'll have Glenn. Do you know where Nyax is supposed to be?
Like, why would I even care about that freak? Like, I don't know where she is, but like, if you want me to find
Well, you
her,
should know where they are, so we can avoid them. Duh.
But like, if they're not around me, then that means that I did a pretty good job making sure that I'm not anywhere near that freak.
But if you're supposed to know where they are, then there's no chance of you accidentally running into them, is there?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I'll find them. Okay.
Here, when you find them, just make sure they stay out of the way. Show them around, take them on the tour.
You want me to hang out with them?
No, I don't want you to hang out with them. I want you to keep them busy. You had your fun tonight, so now you work. You go, Glen Coco.
Okay, like whatever. she goes. You can tell like she's gonna do it, but she's not happy about it.
I was really hoping it would be like, you go, Glen Coco. You go.
I mean, I don't repeat myself. That's one. They know.
And like you see Glen Coco walk out, take a couple of steps, and then kind of take a couple of other steps back into the room. Like, I think I know where they're going.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah. I just saw them walk down the hall. I think they're going to the library.
I was gonna go to the library anyway. All right, then we'll all go to the library. And we'll
Oh
bring
my
Carol
god!
along.
Oh.
If you keep bitching, you're gonna be the one that gets to carry the books back. So you're pretty when you're quiet. Stop.
Oh my god, you think I'm pretty?
The more you open your mouth, the less pretty you get.
Okay. And we're gonna cut to Brahms real quick. So Brahm, you have a dorm key in your pocket, and Reggie and the Mean Girls scatter off to do whatever they're doing. What are you up to?
I guess Brahms would just go whatever way Nyax and Jess went.
Okay. So you're kind of kind of stalking behind, and you see that they're
That's quite a word. Stalking.
You're a vampire.
You're looming behind. and you
Lurking
s-
is fine.
Okay, you're
Lurking
lurking.
hard or
behind.
hardly
I feel
lurking?
like lurking is worse, but okay. You're lurking behind, and you see that they start to get a little frisky, and they're kind of looking for a room, and then things just go south. They go south fast.
No, they
There's-
didn't go south. That was the problem.
I had to take this off so I couldn't hear any more of your bullshit.
I said things decided to go any direction but south. Said what I said.
God damn it.
God
I'm
damn
out
it.
of booze. Okay, so you see things go northeast and west. And so, and then the actions just start to head off in a different direction. What do you do?
I mean, Brahms doesn't have a whole lot to do. He's not terribly interested in the giant 10-story creature outside, as long as it leaves him alone.
Keep staring at
Which,
him though.
from everything he's seen so far, it seems to want to leave him alone. He'll shoot off a text to Director Sinclair, asking if they need anything. He's going to go get some snow cones.
All I have to do is let Nyx watch. That's all you have to do. We could literally save the whole town.
Okay, so you send off your text, and you get error message back that says this number does not exist. And that's strange because when you texted before, you saw that she received the text.
Well, what does mailer demon mean? Whatever. He's going to he's going to go out the building. He was serious about those snow cones. And if he passes Jess and Nyx on the way, he will invite them to come with. I don't know if he you'd have to tell me. If
They're
they
going upstairs. You're going back out the entrance to go to.
Okay.
So are you okay? So the entrance that you're closest to is the one with the big eldritch being that's just kind of standing out there.
That's that don't impress me.
Okay, so you open the door and you see this big eldritch being, and its eyes are focused on something in the school, and you're looking at it. You're not very impressed. And
Can I tell where it's looking, like the general point of interest? Does it seem to be like fixed on one spot, or is it kind of like tracking as though it were like following someone?
give me a gaze into the abyss roll. So you're going to roll with dark.
2d6. Oh, my dark is like a -1, I think. Yeah. Hey Google, if you could actually do what I'd like you to do. That is a 6.
Oh no.
Because I got a 7 and I have a -1 on dark, so
That's a fail.
Okay, so you're looking up at this thing to see where it's looking, and as you're looking up to it, it looks down to you, and your eyes lock. And God, its eyes are golden and beautiful.
mm-hmm.
and bright
Mm-hmm.
and bright and very, very bright.
I knew you were gonna say bright again.
And you feel it. You felt this before
Mm-hmm.
a few times in your centuries of being alive.
Is it
First-
love?
It's the sizzling,
Mm.
and then it's the cracking. And you realize this thing has
Okay.
the sunlight in its eyes. And
That's
it is
so
looking at
sweet
you.
and also painful. Then he is going to, if you'll allow him to, he will step back inside,
Mhm.
roll up his sleeves to see the cracking on his arms. He is going to reach into his pocket, different pocket than the where the phone is. He's going to take out a flask and he's going to, with one hand, just open it up. He's going to pour out a thick red liquid. Draw your own conclusions. On the cracks and try to heal them up.
They start to heal, but you hear the last cries and whimpers of the person that the blood belongs to, and you feel their panic in their last moment. You feel their regrets, their anxiety, their loneliness, their fear. It's a cold, cold feeling, and you start to get wrapped in it. And then you come out. And you're healed.
Honestly, I wish the Countess Bathory would have told me that happens.
Good old Liz.
He's gonna see how much he has left in his flask.
You still have more than half.
Okay. He's going to then go to the cafeteria and get some ice because he's gonna make those fucking snow cones himself.
The cafeteria door is locked. Grow me a lash out physically.
And is that plus volatile?
Yep.
All right. 7.
Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Okay, so you get the door open, but
Did I bump into somebody or?
no, that would go to someone random.
Oh, okay. Is it harm on myself?
Yeah, it would just be the situation go. Instead of harm, I would make it something shitty happens with the situation.
Okay. I don't like any of these. Can I roll again?
No.
Okay.
We have not
That's
worked
not
out.
how we roll here.
Hey, we haven't worked out channel points yet, or what those are going to be. If we're doing an advantage to disadvantage situation, or if we're going to do maybe a momentum pool. But when that does come around, maybe you will be able to roll again eventually. Who knows?
Okay, so MC, decide how bad it turns out.
Okay. So, you open the door to the cafeteria, and the smell hits you immediately. You see that all of the other students from the meeting have kind of taken to the cafeteria for safety, and this is where they're treating the wounded. And the smell of blood is in the air, and it is wafting, and it is enticing. And while you did heal most of your wounds, the damage from the sun that creature, it was extensive. And yes, you healed most of it, but you already came here hungry.
So, what are you saying?
I'm saying I need you to roll keep your cool.
Sure. Is that plus cold?
Yep. Don't roll, don't fail.
Been rolling real bad tonight too.
I have.
Once,
I
once,
have.
once.
What is my cold?
Roll to keep your bananas.
That is a 11.
Dang it!
So you
I mean,
walk
yay.
in
Honey.
and you immediately see somebody whose leg was crushed under the rubble, and they're just oozing blood, and it is sweet.
Mhm.
And you take a deep breath.
No. Can't do that. That's O positive. Goes directly to my thighs.
And you're able to keep yourself cool.
So I will go to the back. So basically, Brahms, a little insight into how he's thinking right now. Brahms essentially feels like he has the run of this entire place since the
Mhm.
director basically said that he could have eaten a cheerleading squad and she would have been fine with it. So he believes he can just do what he wants. That is essentially her inviting him in to do what he wants. That's how he sees it, at least.
Damn it, Velvet. I'm sorry. Yeah. No, I agree. That is the impression she gave.
So he's gonna just like jump the counter and go to an ice machine and start like grinding up the ice.
You see, you try to make your way to the ice machine, but there's a small mousy girl in front of you, brunette hair and freckles across her face with thick Coke bottle glasses. And you can see that she's handling the ice machine, just making ice packs for everybody and then handing them off. She sees you coming. What do you want? How can I help you? Are you injured? You need an ice pack?
Not necessarily, but I will take some ice anyway.
If it's not for an emergency, we have to ration it. We've got a lot of injured.
He's gonna lean a little closer. I did say I would take it anyway.
And you see that she looks back and she goes, well, if it's an emergency, I'd be more than happy. But if it's not, you're going to have to wait.
And he's going to just run. He's going to reach forward. He's going to tip her head up with one single finger. And I don't know if he can intimidate somebody or turn them on to get them to do what he wants.
This is going to be a turn someone on check.
Oh, she's into this.
What is your name, child?
Angela. And I am a woman.
That I can see. Angel in face and angel in name. Dear heart, if you would be so kind as give me some ice, I'm sure that you and I might be able to start something meaningful in the coming days.
Once everyone's taken care of and the wounded aren't wounded anymore, I'll consider it. But until then, unless you're swollen, bleeding, or bruised, this ice isn't for you.
So intimidation or turn on? Because I can do both.
This is going to be a turn someone on check. So go ahead and roll 2d6 with hot.
Something's swollen, all right.
That is
I knew you were going to do that.
You had to put that on the table, though.
Right? What else do you use ice for?
Temperature play.
That is a 13 hot.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Um,
He's going to.
he's-
Do you mind if I narrate it? Because he hasn't. I haven't.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
He's going to. His finger is going to leave her chin. He's going to raise one arm up, the same one that was cracked before, and his claws are going to come out, and he's just going to rake his nails down as rivulets of blood run, and he's just going to be like, "Oh look, it seems as though I need some ice. May I have some, please?"
You see her bite her lip and look at the blood running with like almost as if she's hungry seeing it. And you reach around and you grab the ice and she's frozen.
So he'll grab a bag of ice from behind her, and as he comes back, he's got the bag kind of like in 3 fingers, leaving like 2, and he's gonna like run his nails slowly around the back of her neck and around to the front, and then he's going to turn around with the ice and leave.
And you just see her like she's still shell shocked, and then you hear like somebody slamming on the table. Angela, ice. Right, ice. And she goes back to doing her job. And we're gonna cut from Brom.
Man knows what he wants.
Motherfucker.
He wants some motherfucking snow cones.
Jesus Christ. I don't even know where we're going after
What does a vampire want snow
I'm
cones
partially
for?
horny.
What do you think?
To keep it cool.
Hey.
I mean, come on. What do you think the flask is for?
Fair.
Snow cone, blood
Oh,
cone.
Nice.
Don't you change cameras on me, young man.
Okay, so anyway,
I am
We are
several
going-
thousand years older than you.
we are going to go to the library with Nyax and Jess, and Reggie, you'll be joining shortly after. So Jess and Nyax, you find your way to the library, and it is locked.
Not for long.
Go ahead and roll me your lash out physically.
You got this?
I should. That'd be 12.
Yeah, you just.
Like I said, not for long. Lash out physically, I got.
All right, so you get in, and this is an arcane academy, and so you can tell that the lock that they had on the door was like faulty, because usually this place is magically secured, but you can see dead runes all over whose magic has gone inert, and there are just tomes and tomes of books. The room is far larger than it should be. And if you listen carefully, you can hear just the creaking of stone slowly scraping against stone.
You imply the foundations of this place are not sound anymore?
Or it's moving.
What do you do?
Jess, I do not know how long we should stay here. That sound alarms me, but we can grab some books. And worst comes to worst, I will throw you over my shoulder, as
Yeah.
per usual.
A place like this probably has a restricted section, right? Let's try and
Restricted
find.
it is.
Let's try and find
Let's
that.
go. Tromp.
I thought they wanted restricted section for other reasons
Well,
and research purposes.
I mean,
research.
it is. You can always learn to be better. So we go looking for the restricted section.
OR doesn't even want to look at you anymore.
No, he doesn't.
Mission accomplished.
Hey, you knew what you were getting
So-
into when you brought both of us into a stream together.
Pop off, Alicia.
I didn't know it was gonna be this. All right, so you start to walk around the library, and very quickly you're able to kind of surmise that there's an area that was warded to hell. Like there are just a plethora of dead runes over it, and even though the magic around it is dead, there's still a sense of unease approaching this corner of the library.
My
If
middle
you-
name is Unease. Crash.
Nyx,
I was gonna say,
whatever the last name is.
I was gonna say, if you choose to approach this section, I will ask you to give me a gaze into the abyss roll.
I'm gonna
That's
do
fair.
that.
And that's what do we add to gaze into the abyss?
Is that Dirk?
Yes, that's dark.
I mean, I would say this whole campaign might be gaze in the abyss.
Probably.
That would be a total of 10.
Hi, that's a 6. I'm rolling for crap tonight. Gaze
Gaze.
into
All right,
the
so Nyx, you're able to.
So proud.
Again, my middle name is Unease.
So Nyx, you're able to. God, I hate you both. I'm just kidding. You're able to walk into this restricted section, no problem. But you see something very strange happen when Jess walks in. Jess, when you walk in, it's
Sorry, hold on.
Okay,
Something
so-
actual.
again.
Something actually.
No, this is an actual mechanical thing for my character. So, because I have since I had metamorphosis, it says when you gaze into the abyss on a 7 or higher, the abyss will also show you what you must become, and you can permanently swap 2 of your stats. So I can,
That's a thing.
yeah.
Okay, so this just got interesting. So,
System shock.
Nyx, when you walk in, nothing really happens at first, but Jess walks in, and you can just your head gets a little foggy, and you see memories that feel familiar but aren't your own. You see a beautiful garden, a wonderful vineyard. You see a majestic tree with the most beautiful looking fruit you've ever seen. You look and you see the face of a man that you've never seen before, but you know him. You love him. You trust him. But you don't understand him. This person is a puzzle. You don't know why you feel what you feel towards this person. But you feel it strongly. And you begin to question. Then you hear in your head, don't you want to know why? Don't you want to understand?
Obviously.
The fruit in front of you, the tree in front of you has with this beautiful fruit. You notice the fruit starts to glow, and it drops right before you, and it's almost thrumming with energy.
Like a red ruby.
You don't feel the red ruby. You don't see the red ruby. Don't you want to understand? Don't you want to know?
I give the man I trust the fruit.
The man you trust looks at you and he goes, but we mustn't. Now, Nyax, what you're seeing is when Jess walked in, they stopped and they collapsed. And then an astral version of Jess stands and splits. Now there is Jess and there is this beautiful woman that you've never seen before with their hands on Jess's shoulders, whispering. But you can't make out what they're saying.
Can I intervene? Because that seems not good.
You want to intervene, but you know that what you are is wholly unequipped for what is happening.
So what you're saying is I just have to watch and learn. Is that what you're saying?
I hate you so much. But yes, you are watching and you are learning. What did I
was
do
going to
to
get to be a voyeur at some point.
But as you're watching and you feel towards Jess, and you push and you push to try and make something happen, and I am going to give you another gaze into the abyss roll.
Oh, all right.
Oh, there was also that resolution from the previous roll as part
Right.
of-
Do we want to resolve that, or is that going to be part of this whole
That's
thing?
part of this whole thing.
Okay. That's it. That's actually 10 again. Even this, I even wrote the same numbers.
So what you do is you've watched what just happened, and you're copying it because that's what you do. You're trying to copy humanity, and you find a way to copy pulling your soul out of your body, and you hear the voice clearly whispering to Jess. Don't you want to understand? Don't you want to know? And you see this fruit, and you see this big, glorious tree, and you see the temptation.
So I can see all this, but do I also
Do
feel
I-
tempted by the fruit, or I
No.
can just see it? Okay.
You
Do I
just
see
it.
Nyax?
I will say, give me a keep your cool.
Sure. That one's cocked. Oh, that's actually a decent roll for once. Keep your cool
Yay.
is cold. Yeah.
Yes.
That's an 8.
So you do see Nyx. However, if their presence isn't really enough to tear you away. So you know that they're there. But it's like there's this thing, this knowledge. It's almost as if every question that you've ever had could be answered.
Better off not knowing, and I'll throw the apple into the ground. Or the fruit into the ground.
Rock and roll. I'm going to say, give me a shut someone down roll.
That's cold again?
Yep.
They threw it on the ground.
I don't need your
not
charity.
gonna be part of this system.
I'm
My
an
dad's not a
adult.
phone. Duh.
Duh.
I'm an adult.
Happy birthday to the ground.
Ground.
Want a day to the ground.
You can't buy me, sexy ghost.
I don't need your apple charity.
What
We're
will
turning
we
down the
get?
giving tree.
It is a taking tree. So I shut someone down roll. That is, shit. Did I roll? I don't know if I did. It's a 6.
Maybe
Okay.
I do want that apple.
Maybe I
on
do want
second.
that apple.
No, you throw the apple on the ground and the tree withers and dies, and you and you're back into your body. And you see Nyx on the ground, unconscious.
Babe?
I will give you. I'll give you a keep your cool and let's resolve your gaze into the abyss, so you can change your stats up however you like.
Okay.
So it says that the abyss tells you what you need to become.
So the way we resolve that is that the abyss taught them. The abyss taught them how to split themselves from their body.
Okay. So let's see. What would I like to?
So when you come back, your body will be refortified, however you choose.
Hey, Noir, real quick. I apologize for interrupting this.
No problem.
I'm just seeing here in the stuff for experience. It says whenever you fail a roll,
You
mark experience.
Oh,
Yeah,
which
that's
have
common
not
from
been doing.
masks as well. And I've been failing a lot of rolls tonight.
So what? But I've just. So is it?
I think you would just get an extra vampire move. After you hit a certain.
Is there a little
number.
tracker?
Usually there's a tracker for how you mark experience. I can look it up real quick, though.
I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, is it like when you fill up the experience track 1, then you get?
Yep.
Okay. So there's 5 on the experience tracker. I'm gonna mark that down. I think I've failed like 1 roll tonight. So I will put EXP 1 of 5 for failed rolls. I'm just going through like some of the basics here.
Oh no, I appreciate that. That's kind of what this is for.
Um,
We all learn together.
So you says filling in dots when you've filled in 5 dots on the experience track.
Okay.
Okay. So.
And when you fill in 5 dots, you can choose one advancement option from the list provided below, or from the list provided just below on your experience track. And once you've chosen the advancement, you can erase all the experience points and you start again.
I feel like Jess has definitely gained level up experience wise.
Yes.
Yes. So
Rolling so bad.
as for metamorphosis, just so you are aware, I think Nyx is still like probably a little stung from the earlier encounter. So instead of being able to just break doors randomly, she has focused on becoming hotter.
Nice.
Okay. So, I'm going to say it's just going to try and wake up Nyax.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and.
I am going to make that a turn someone on check.
Okay. I have good hot.
Now we both do.
We're both so hot right now.
So hot.
So totally hot.
What the hell is this?
Like, just so
I-
hot.
I really want Nyx to think that getting hotter means just being a valley girl.
Or big.
No!
I'm like hotter now, right?
Like,
How's
What the
hotter?
television tells me.
What did we get, Jess?
sorry, that was a 7 plus 2, so that is a 9 total.
Okay, so, one, you, Nyax, you wake up, and two, one of these happens, and you get to pick Nyax.
For the record, because I've probably at this point gained an advancement, I feel like I get +1 to one of my stats at this point.
Yep.
And I'm going to take that and I'm going to move my dark to a 0 because she's been going a little bit on the darker side lately.
Cool. So, Nyax, go ahead and pick one of those.
I mean, I know which one I'm going to do.
Oh boy. I hate this game.
System shock.
How dare you?
I think we get experience every time the DM says, "I hate this game," right?
Or how
We've all
dare
leveled up
you?
twice by
Oh,
now.
I
Or
definitely
looks
have
at
a
their
point in something
phone.
now.
Or changes his camera angle.
I'm ashamed.
Says that. Anytime he speaks, really, we get experience.
All right, let's do this. But,
Okay, all right. So I'm going to choose. I gave myself to you, but I know exactly how I want to phrase it. Now that I am less volatile and hotter, it's just, and you know, near-death experiences that they'll turn a person on. That works, right? Totally. Just kind of like look up at Jess. Oh, thank you for saving me. You are very pretty.
Hey,
I-
Jess. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Just like you're very pretty. Whenever you are ready, I am yours.
I'm gonna lean down and kiss them.
Okay. So that, I think that's a string or something, isn't it?
Well, I mean, we already have several strings
Yeah,
between
we-
us.
You know
Yeah.
what? I'm not gonna worry about the
So
We're
many
strings.
all
strings.
tangled up.
Very
Those
strange.
two.
Y'all,
We're real tangled.
y'all-
We're about to tie each other in knots, you could say.
Hey, you know what? I'm into it. Let's go.
Yes.
You're all tangled up in strings. Strings.
And then Reggie walks in.
Fuck.
I'm all for educating people because I, unlike certain people, have no problem people wanting to learn.
So Reggie, you walk in and you see
Oh, Reggie actually walks in.
Reggie
yeah.
was on their way.
Oh, that's right.
Reggie was on her way to the library. So Reggie, you walk in and you see Jess and Nyax starting to get a little
Learn.
frisky. What do you do?
I mean, I came here on a mission, so I think I'll just be like, oh, you know, carry on. World's ending. And make my way for the restricted section.
Okay, so you
Which is
go ahead and roll me a gaze into the abyss.
But I'm already a gay in the abyss, Noir.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna fight everybody.
That's a 10. A 10.
All right. So, you walk into the restricted section, and you step over.
I literally step over them. Reggie does not change directions.
They're doing this in the restricted section.
You'd have to like step over top of us.
I will.
Okay, cool.
I got it.
And just Nyack, somebody has just stepped over you. Any change? No.
Did Reggie baby step
nice.
on me?
I would.
You would.
That's my thing. Can't take my thing from me.
I just did.
You and me after school by the flagpole. Let's go with that.
Sounds fun.
Shut up! Oh my god!
Can I roll turn someone on as I step on Jess?
This game has
Monster Hearts.
this game has evolved into just nothing but pure, unadulterated horny.
This is the third thirstiest one
Educational
shot I've been
horny.
a
We're
part
in
of.
a library.
Strangely, the vampire has been the one who just wanted a fucking snow cone.
But it was still fucking involved.
No.
So anyway, you step over the Reggie, and
I step over them in the sense that I step over Nyax, but I do step on Jess.
Ow.
are you doing it seductively?
Yes.
Roll, turn someone on.
Save the world through horniness.
Is there
Classic
any other way to
noir,
save
all
it?
ready to throw hands.
Uh,
This is his brand on this channel. You Dream J.
hot. Turning someone on is hot, right?
Usually, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's a
you
7?
roll with hot. You rolled a 7? Okay, so. God damn it. I was not prepared to MC this game. Okay, so. Yes. These are your 3 choices after you just got stepped on.
I will say, you know what?
It's very
Not-
possible.
Not
for
so much
this
being
game to
stepped on.
end.
I think you get slapped by a technical.
Oh, like
It's-
oh,
As
nice.
yeah.
Nice. Like,
It's very
works.
possible for this game to have a total party orgy. You know, I've GM'd
not?
a lot of games.
never one that's ended in an orgy.
Not for selfish people.
Hey Jay.
It's my choice.
Yes, it's your choice.
Okay, I think that being like my butt slapped with a tentacle as I'm making out with my partner.
Before you make that choice, I also invite you to imagine the trail of slime the tentacle leaves as it pulls away.
I'm going to say I get embarrassed and act awkward. Because that's also on brand for Jess's personality.
So Nyax, you and Jess are really getting into this thing, and then Reggie steps over you, and then you hear, and then
What I
Jess
got?
starts getting all weird.
I imagine Nyx is still. I mean, they didn't get stepped on, so she's still a little like dreamy-eyed. Do you want
okay.
to stop?
Yeah,
Okay,
That
so
was
this
fun.
is going to be a shut someone down roll again.
roll call.
Ah, you're such a tease.
And you're going to roll with
Flaky,
the negative
flaky.
1 because you're being flaky.
Yep. I sure am. But that was double sixes on the die,
Oh,
Okay.
so that's only a 10.
Oh,
Okay,
only.
So you got let down a little easier this time, Nyax. Like you kind of expected it. You braced for it this time.
Okay. Okay.
Well, we'll pick this up a little later.
And then, like, just like gentle on the cheek. Later. Yes.
And
Awkward finger guns.
oh my god,
I see it in my mind's eye.
this is too real.
Brahms is just downstairs, like, this is really good.
What do you mean? I'm just playing Anita, who's really super awkward.
if you were gonna come back to this scene, so bruh,
We have that camera angle as the tentacle pulls away from Jess's ass. It's like the tug pulling away from the snow cone. We've got some sexy camera shots.
Nice.
Well, while Noir recollects
Reconstitutes
himself,
himself.
this game is costing me something, and I don't know what it is.
and the best part is you're going to be running another one later.
I know.
Believe
What
me,
did
whatever
I-
you're losing is something you didn't need in the first place. I think people call it innocence. I'm not sure.
Shame is it shame you're losing?
No, he
Well,
didn't have that to begin with.
Apparently he did because I see it on his face.
He's not
Pretty sure it's
drunk enough
sanity,
for
like
this.
Call of Cthulhu. He's paying insanity.
So, bro, you got all the components necessary to make yourself a yummy snow cone. What do
Bitchin'
you
blood snow cone.
a
Yay!
bitchin' bloody snow cone?
Blood cone for the blood gods.
So what are you doing, pal?
He's just eating his snow cone and he's gonna wander upstairs towards the
Alright.
library.
So yeah,
No
you
reason.
you hear a bit of a commotion in the library, like a very loud slap, and then like an awkward giggle or two, and then you see Reggie, Nyax, and Jess in a very warded corner of the library, and you know that if magic was present, that these wards would be causing everybody to have a little bit of a problem.
So he's going to just be kind of like doing that whole like leaning against a bookshelf thing, like one foot up against the bookshelf while the other one props himself up, and he's just like not looking at them, but he's like looking at his snow cone and they're like to his right. And he's just like, I seem to be running into you three a lot today. Having fun, are we?
If you wanted to watch, you are too late.
No, that wasn't why I was here. I was just trying to find somewhere quiet, and I thought the library may be it, but apparently, even I get mistaken every now and a while.
Got distracted, but I was gonna look at stuff in the restriction section to see section to try and figure out
We can also look for books about sex. There's more to
Yes.
learn.
He's gonna push himself off, and he's gonna walk over to them. Jesse,
If you are approaching the restricted section, I do need you to roll me a gaze into the abyss.
sure.
Oh, I think you have to tell me about my abyss shenanigans.
In just a second here.
abyssal shenanigans.
What is that? Is that dark?
I
Yep.
believe so.
I mean,
That is a 9.
shenanigans ensue when there's gaze in the abyss.
I got 2
Okay. Well, actually, there were no abyss shenanigans for you, Reggie, because you passed like really high. There are gonna be abyss shenanigans for you, though.
Brahms is the name.
Yes, Brahms. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart moment. So you approach, and you remember your first, like you can almost taste the blood from your first live victim. Like
Yeah.
when you change and you really get the first taste of blood.
Never
And
forget
it
your
is so good. And then you remember the first time you tasted the blood from someone you love. And it is so good. And then you remember tasting the blood of someone you hated. And it is so good. And then you look towards Jess, and you know that their blood is better.
Fuck.
Roll me a keep your cool check.
Hey.
Nom 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 nom.
Oh, we about to have a problem.
That is, I imagine that's cool, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 10.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, you look to Jess and bear your fang for just a second before you get yourself under control again.
Right into the cone.
Blood comes.
He's going to crack his neck a little bit and try to play it off and go over. It's like, you know, Jess, it has been a little while since I last saw you. You're still very flustered and flushed. Here, have some to cool you down. And he's going to hold out the snow cone.
Nope. Nope. Thanks.
Very well. And sink both of his fangs directly into it, and he's not losing eye contact with Jess as he does so.
Now, Reggie, you are in the restricted section of the library, and what are you doing here? Like, what do we got going on?
I think I was looking just for more information on that ritual that you and I talked about.
So as you're looking for the books, you're not able to find anything. And you close your eyes in frustration and roll me a gaze into the abyss.
Listen, we need to find something. Like, there has to be
It's a
some sort of
7.
answer to.
A 7?
Yeah.
Your eyes go black and your shadow emerges from behind you, and everybody's able to see this. And the shadow
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
over to Reggie and embraces them. And you get enveloped in this darkness, and your eyes become golden. And you look like a very miniature version of the being that's outside.
What
I
we
think we should-
search for is here.
Now you all hear this voice, and it seems to be coming to Reggie, but it's speaking to Reggie.
All you need to complete your task is here.
Your hand reaches out, and a book flies into your hand, and almost unnecessarily, you slam it onto the table and open it. You begin to say old words of power.
Ignak Shurnak Hosid.
And you can see magic struggling to exist in this world, but it's not being pulled from the aether. It's not being pulled from the soul. It's not being pulled from Gaia. It's something older, something darker. And the words from the book rise, and the black ink blends together and forms a knife and stabs into the table.
Ugnak Sheathhole done for Death.
The words continue, and you grab the knife.
Ignak Shoes.
The golden eyes blare bright. You look towards the entrance of the library, and as your gaze quickly turns to the library, for just a second, the light hits you, Brahms. And it's just like when you went outside. It's blinding. But luckily, the gaze doesn't stay upon you, and the library doors slam shut, and then the wood begins to melt and fuse with itself.
Jesus Christ!
I don't think we should be here.
Nope. Second that, but I don't know if there's an exit.
Why do these
Window?
things always tend to happen when I'm around?
Your blood is pure.
That's
The
speaking to
golden
Brahms.
eyes now focus on you, Jess.
Ah.
Your blood is connected to the first.
And upon hearing this, Brahms, you've heard stories of people who can trace their lineage down to the first people. Every myth has their version of creation, whether it be Adam and Eve, or whether it be the primordials, or whatever. There's always an old bloodline. Taking a sniff at Jess, you realize that what has been drawing you, a creature of the night, into consistently bumping into Jess is that you smell it. This would be fine blood indeed. Reggie, you know that this blood is pure, free of original sin, some would say, but this blood is connected to old powers. This blood is... You couldn't ask for a better arcane focus, especially in a world with dead magic. This is a perfect time to strike. This is a perfect time to utilize. Nyax? A lot of weird stuff is going on, but that's
Yeah.
kind of... But Jess, you look outside. And the being is now staring directly at you. Reggie is now staring directly at you. You feel as if everything is focusing on you. And with that, the shadow recedes from you, Reggie, and you have the knife in hand.
Reggie, what are you gonna do with that knife?
So this vision I just had more, is that what Reggie wants, or whatever that thing
That's
wants?
whatever that thing wants. It wants you to either couple or murder. Either one works.
Why
But
not
if you
both?
murder, it has to be
What
with
can all
that
of those?
dagger.
Murder, death, kill.
Brom, you kind of get the sense of what's happening here. You know that Reggie is up to something, to some sort of ritual. And the key is Jess. Nyax, you know that suddenly Reggie and Brom seem to be acting a little funny, and that big ass creature is now staring, waiting expectantly for something to happen. And it's going to happen to Jess.
Immortals.
Are there windows?
Yeah.
They'd grab Jess and run. I don't like this.
Does anybody want to respond?
I will spend a string on Jess to use inescapable. I may spend a string on someone and to demand that they remain in your presence. If they still walk out on you, gain 2 strings on them.
Jess, you feel Nyax starting to reach for you to grab to get you out of there. But Brahm says,
Why don't you stay? Stay.
they're not just words. They're chains. They're sweet, pleasant bondage. It feels good to stay.
Let it be said that Jess can still leave, but I just get
Yeah,
2 strings.
Mm-hmm. So now Nyax is reaching for you, but it feels good to stay. What do you do?
I turn to Nyax. And I cup their face in my hands. And I say, I think. Remember that feeling like the world was going to end?
Yes. I understand now.
I don't feel that anymore.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay. And then Nyax hand Jess's face. If you are sure, then I support you.
I love you.
Love you too.
And I'll turn towards Brahms.
You see, Reggie, you see Nyax preparing to grab Jess and get them out, but just refusing, seeming to obey the command of Brahms. What do you do?
I think I'll turn to go to Brahms and go, oh, guess you didn't need that key after all. And I think as I'm snapping out of it, I'll take the knife, but I'll turn it on myself and kind of start digging in my forearm
Mm-hmm.
and using the blood that falls to draw the glyphs that I had Gretch place in the dorm.
Nobody tells Queen what to do.
Damn right.
Fair enough.
Especially not some 10-story motherfucker.
So, the magic is weak. So I am going to need you to make me 3 gaze into the abyss rolls. 1 for you, 1 for Glen Coco.
You go, Glen Coco.
One for
Coco.
Gretchen.
You roll, Glen Coco.
You
I,
rolled.
I was gonna say these are my cultists, and they are willing to die for me.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
But-
could I just straight up like off one or both of them to make this to make what I want to happen?
That
I
would-
will.
Sorry.
Well, we will. The thing is, they're doing the glyphs all over the school right now to
Okay.
power this. So if it fails, you would have to find them to murder them to get that bonus
Okay.
towards your roll. And that might create its own complications. So
Oh, no.
let's see if it works the first time.
Okay.
Just-
Let's see.
I just had a friend ask a group chat of mine. Weird question. What's everybody's blood type?
All right, 7. All right. So first roll's an 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Second's a 6.
So okay, yeah, so who was the first
Third's
roll?
a 10.
Who was the first roll?
I think I'll say the first roll was probably Care Bear,
Okay. Who was the second roll?
Glen Coco, and I'll say mine is the 10.
Okay. Okay. So you finish the ritual on your end. You create the glyph and sparks, very faint sparks, start to attempt to make a room to make this ritual happen. And you notice dirt and sand starting to get sucked up towards the glyphs. And you can tell that it's trying to do what you want it to do. But there's just not enough magic in the world. And that's when you hear him.
This is not my will. This was not the way.
Now the being presses their hand against the walls, and you hear the scraping of stone that you were hearing before when you came into the library. Now gets more intense as the room is beginning to collapse in upon itself.
Reggie, give me the stone and give me the knife.
Nor do I get a sense of if this will help me or just seal the creature?
I would say, this is a very, because I mean, Jess doesn't know,
No, they don't.
and neither do you.
Dun, dun, dun.
So there's no way for you to get that information. You're just gonna have to either choose to trust Jess or not.
I mean, so based on what I rolled, do I still think I could pull this off if I start like offing my cultists?
If you had time, yes, you're pretty sure with a human sacrifice you could probably power this ritual through. The problem is that now, one, you're out of time, and two, you have an adversary.
I mean, are any of the cultists in this room with me?
Nope.
All right, yeah, so I'll toss them to Jess.
Got the stone.
There's always next time.
Got the knife. I'm gonna place the stone on the table, and I'm going to raise the
And-
knife a high.
And when we say stone, we're talking about the ruby?
The ruby.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and plunge the knife into the stone. See if that does anything.
You hear, and there is a soul that comes out. Where am I? What is this?
Who the fuck are you?
Wibbity wobbity, I am Nyx.
What is this? Some sort of magic.
This is a library.
I don't know. I don't know shit about magic.
Does it still exist?
No, I don't think so.
Present moment, no, but do something. You just emerged from a ruby.
I am afraid.
I want to take the knife and stab the dude. I don't like his dive.
You try to stab him, but he puts his hand out and it stops. And he looks outside. This is Chicago.
Yeah, dude.
I've one left. Pity to waste it like this.
Fuck.
I wish for that creature to return from its decay. And
Did you?
you see the being
Bastard.
outside into the darkness. My body. Does anyone know where my body is?
Well, it depends, friend. Who are you exactly?
Anita
Alderman.
knows.
Alderman Anderson.
Fucking Mitch
Sorry, I couldn't
McConnell looking
hear
motherfucker.
I didn't hear what the name was.
Alderman Anderson.
Oh, fuck that dude.
Mitch McConnell looking motherfucker. I hate that guy. Anita hates that guy. Jess has no opinion.
I have no idea who that is. So,
Reggie is indifferent. Marinette has beef.
Well, I suppose my heart begins until I find my body. And with that, you all start to see runes start to light up in the library. And you are in the restricted section without permission.
perhaps
We should leave.
Probably.
Nope, grab Jess, leave.
So you all are able to make it out safely. And that is where we're going to wrap up for today.
Quick, to the reference section.
Yay.
Do
So
we decimal? Do we ever?
I
Ah,
am enjoying very thoroughly the fact that I have a bad guy that Anita's trapped in a soul gem.
And then Anita fucking freedom.
Anita freedom from the soul gem.
Yep. Had a feeling.
it'd be like that.
I personally have no idea what's going on. So
I will
What a
explain.
bullshit.
There's backstory to this.
What a magic bullshit.
Some motherfucking
But-
bullshit.
But that has been Monster Hearts. Usually, it's supposed to have a much more heavy lead on romance and whatnot. I'm not good at
Nikes
that.
tried
as a-
so hard.
You did. You did.
I mean, if the story had continued a bit further before the apocalyptic giant,
I'm
then
so sorry.
there was going to be a bit more of that.
Yeah.
Brahms and Jess, and maybe Nyx's part. Who knows?
Ooh. But the
You
thing,
only asked him once.
but I'm starting to get a better hold on the system. I do like it. There are some things like the leveling that I missed. But overall, I
Really?
can. It's very easy to have a good time with this and to tell a story with it. I highly recommend it if romance is your flavor. I will be running a 4-part series, a lot better structured than this. But this wasn't that bad. I don't think my players were amazing. I suck.
No,
No.
it was great.
Come on.
If only I had rolled better, we could have gone from a zone of danger to one of boning. Next time.
The danger bone.
Danger.
But I will be running a
My
4-part series
autobiography.
of this over on Valkyrin's channel. This has been a blast. Thank you all for watching. We're gonna go through and have everybody say where you can find them. I'm gonna start. Anita's gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter as the Noir Enigma. I do a lot of shows, including one tomorrow here with Critical Misses, the channel that we're on. I'm sleepy. No, I'm not sleepy. I'm drunk. But yeah, we're doing Morning Ritual. It'll be a good time. I'm
Who's
gonna
our
stop
guest?
drinking. Oh, John Real Masa. He's awesome. He's run D&D, not D&D. Lord, he murdered me for that. He's run a bunch of games over on Scratch Channel. He has a couple of projects in the work, and he's written a thesis for using tabletop games for therapy. So
Yeah,
that's
the whole thing. I'm excited to
extraordinarily
dig into
cool.
that.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Love talking to him, and yeah, you're gonna have a blast learning more about his insights into the TTRPG community. You can also find me over at Cobalt Press with Lessons in Deep Magic. It's just been a blast to work with the people over there. But that is me. Moving on down to Max,
Alicia.
Alicia.
Hey!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's fine. I changed my name. Here, I'll make it easier.
We'll go back to your civilian names.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There you go.
I mean,
So
y'all
yes,
can keep calling
hey.
me daddy.
Game Daddy.
Game Daddy. I'm Alicia, also NNG9 on Twitch, where I play very long RPGs. Very long.
That was a long stream
several,
last
but
night.
It was supposed to be 2 hours. Anyway, I play mostly RPGs, but some other stuff too. I swear a bunch. I pun a lot, in case that was not obvious. I'm not always so horny on main, but it was for educational purposes. Also, you can so that's on Twitch. I'm NNG9. On Twitter, you can find me at NNG98. Pretty much the same deal. Far less horny. I will say that.
Do you have any other shows that you're on, or any other projects that you work on?
No, not currently.
Sounds good.
We gotta fix that.
Yep. Agree.
We gotta get you on stuff.
I look.
It's not like there's
I'm
an
a-
entire Twitch channel here that's devoted to role-playing games.
I'm gonna
she's not
bully
gonna-
you until we get you into more shit.
Like the video game? Let's get a PS2. I got one somewhere.
I have a PS2
PS2?
game. I have a PS2 right.
Yeah, I
I
got one
can
within
literally
arm's
just
reach.
pull one up right now.
There you go.
I mean, or we could all download this on the PC and play together.
You want to
I
pay
play
for
Samurai
it for
Jack. Samurai Jack game is good. Oh yeah, there
Hey,
you go.
there it is. Oh, the silver one. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay, you
Mine.
It's
over
the
there
black one.
balling.
Valid.
Yeah, that's me.
So we'll move down to Velvet.
Hello, y'all. Thank you for sticking around. I've been Velvet, Faye Fair. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the interwebs at OG Brown Sugar. Also playing tons of Monster Girls. Unlike Alicia, I have no veneer of professionalism, so I am always horny on main. you can find me on the Stories of a Broken Sun and Flight Risk podcasts. And if you want to see me, like, maybe eat some people, you can catch me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Onyx Pass channel for some Vampire the Masquerade.
Ooh.
Nice. Also, you called me semi-professional. I feel so appreciated. I never get that.
I mean, I heard you had a hype train yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I devolved into not dealing with it. That's not exactly professional.
It was semi-professional.
Yeah, okay. And then, not second to last, but not least. Sure, yeah.
Hi, my name is Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at the Simulacre. The main place I live is over on the wonderful channel of Chromatic Chimera, where I play once a month in the game Elsewhere, and then we are currently on hiatus, but the one of the every other week games of Steam Spell. And coming soon, I will be in Noir's. I'll be one of the people in Noir's Monster Hearts 2 campaign, playing a familiar vampire. Go figure.
I
Gotta
don't know how to I don't know how to deal with myself when you play a vampire.
I mean, I could do something else if you want.
You had me feeling things.
I'll just
I
be a
was like-
werewolf and be exactly the same, except for
no, because I love
Somehow that's worse.
Werewolves are my favorite.
And aside from that, I have a thing called Sims Character Creations, wherein I compose short themes, about a minute 30, for podcasts, TTRPG characters, whatever you want. Currently closed for now, but going to be reopening soon on the grounds of I need money for food.
Feel that.
And so if you're interested, shoot me a DM on Twitter and we can work something out.
Highly recommend him. The dude makes great music. Oh, it's almost upsetting how great it is.
Stop.
I'll stop when it's not true.
You make me want to rip out your jugular with love. That is.
I'm still gonna call it hot.
That's Brahms as a character, by the way. He's gonna rip out your jugular, but he'll love you while he does it.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
It's threatening. It's romantic. It's threatmantic.
It is
It's
threatening.
vampirism.
You are grounded, Alicia.
I mean, I do like Earth, though I'm more of a waterbender.
Bloodbender, thanks.
I mean, definitely grounded. Just keeping it real.
And finally, hi everybody, I'm Anita or Panita or Critical Misses. This is my channel, this is what I do. This is our first episode of the fall season that I have just decided is now a thing. We are going to be streaming Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. Fridays we'll be running System Shock, Saturdays we'll be running Morning Ritual, with a variety of guests every week. That's a whole thing. And then Sundays, starting not the Sunday that's like 2 days from now, but the week after that, we'll be running a worldwide wrestling game one day. We'll be running Kids on Bikes another day. And on the third, or I guess fourth Sunday this month, Noir will be running a Masks game and a Masks campaign called Second City Saviors. So we've got No Disqualification, which is our wrestling game. We've got Now Leaving St. Lemmings, which is our Kids on Bikes campaign, and we've got Second City Saviors, which is another game that is set in Trouble in the Second City.
And if you haven't noticed yet, all of the stories are connected. All of them. Because I'm not original.
Second City Verse.
So if you
Is
haven't...
that like the Omegaverse? I'm sure there's no implications with that.
What happened to the first Cityverse?
Why are y'all talking about
Same as the first, but a little bit worse.
Oh my god.
Second verse. Same as the first.
Don't
And
do
the
this.
eighth I am.
Well, this is me never coming back on this channel
All
again.
right, bye. Okay, so thanks everybody for stopping by. What was your favorite parts of this game? What did you like? What did you didn't like? What was what? We'll start with Alicia. What did you like? Give us a start.
I mean, I really liked I liked the whole string and conditions thing or whatever. Like, I really enjoyed it, and I also just loved being weird, more blunt than usual for me, which is a feat. Let me tell you. And it was just a lot of fun. So close to using the sex move. So close.
You know, the funny thing is I think I technically, in maybe not mechanically, but technically used one of the vampire sex moves like earlier, because one of his is when he denies someone sex, he gets a string on them, and I did deny Nyx, but I don't know if that's technically what the sex move is about. I don't know if it's supposed to be like almost there and then hard left.
I'll allow it.
I mean, it doesn't really matter now, but
Just
it
wanted
might
to
come up
learn.
later. Might come up later.
Velvet, what was your favorite part?
Just how horny everyone was.
Yeah, this is like
I
the
caught
third
it.
horniest
Like I
one-shot
started
I've
off
been
like trying to be a mean girl, hitting everybody, and then by the end I'm like, all right, let's try to form an orgy.
in. Let's try to let's just hate fuck it out.
Yeah.
I
One
was
bad hit, fuck it out.
really
But it don't
concerned
work.
that this was just gonna be an orgy in the restricted section of the library.
Which apparently would have worked.
Why are you saying concerned like it's a bad thing?
I mean,
I think you meant to say you looked forward
Orgy
to the
time.
orgy in the forbidden
Thanks,
section of the
Sphinx.
library.
Right? Thank you. Thank you, Sphinx.
thank you,
Right.
Sphinx, for that. Thanks, Ryan.
Is that the raid call?
Orgy time. Oh God, no. I don't want to get flagged and possibly banned. So not orgy time, not orgy time.
Wait,
Can we,
people just
can we
came
make
on
it the
stream.
Canadian Destroyer?
Canadian
Could that
Destroyer
be the
could
raid
be a
call?
good raid
Yes.
call. Crit Canadian Destroyer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just the
I still
critical
vote.
destroyer.
I still vote orgy time.
Oh God. Ryan, what was your favorite part?
Well, the role playing was very freeform, and of course, you know, our stream daddy Noir weaved the story pretty seamlessly with anything that we did. I just enjoyed it. I maybe some people can tell I have role played a vampire before.
No.
So it was fun to get to do that again, and it's nice to know that even all these years later, people still react exactly the same to the vampire shtick as they did like the last time I did this.
It is Thirst
It's
Ember.
so good.
Have you ever seen
It's
that
so
meme? I think I showed you the meme last time, but it's like just two parakeets,
Yes!
a black one and a white one, and the white one's all like scared looking, and it says the black one's like a vampire telling me how he could kill me. Drink my blood and kill me. Me, scared but secretly turned on.
Yeah.
That. Only it wasn't really secretly.
One could say vampires are undying.
If I had to say there was one thing I didn't like, and this is nobody's fault, really. I just didn't get.
I apologize.
I
God.
I didn't get to feed on anybody. I was trying to.
Oh,
Oh, that would have been good though. I think Jess probably would have let you feed on her, or feed on them just a little,
Little as a treat.
as a
I
treat.
was.
Little a Jess as a treat.
He had a line. He had a line he was going to use on Jess to try to. When he was going to feed, he was going to say something along the lines of, "Jess, do you know what perfection tastes like?
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Neither do I. Would you like to help me learn?"
Fuck!
You weren't gonna say just a taste?
Just to taste.
Just a taste?
Just a taste.
I-
My
Something
favorite
along
part
those
was Nyx's bluntness. Like, holy shit. Nyx. And Alicia.
What?
Would you like to have sex
Heart-
now? Would that help calm you down?
But that would technically this releases endorphins and should make you feel good.
Exactly.
I
mean, I even-
appreciated your forwardness.
I tried to help you have sex with Brom. I just wanted to watch. And somehow that was a problem.
Well,
Why that
you
was a
only
deal breaker, I don't know.
You only asked once.
You were a good right winger. I appreciate the pass. I just wasn't able to put it in the back of the net. On
damn.
that note, I think we're about ready to wrap it up for the night.
So
Velvet, did you get to say what your favorite part was?
I did.
Yes.
Okay.
Just,
Sorry,
the
I
general
was
order.
laughing too hard and couldn't remember. I had amnesia for a second.
Should we go on a raid, everyone?
I feel like we should go and raid.
raid.
If you don't have someone in mind, I could suggest somebody.
All right. Who do you think?
My friend Kelsey is playing Life is Strange over at Pixie Rat.
All right. So just raid, and then it's PIX.
Pixirat.
All right. So
don't know if
we
they're-
are gonna go raid Pixarat. Our raid call for the night, I suppose, is going to be not this.
I still vote for
that
Canadian
either.
Destroyer.
It's still pretty good.
Top Rope Brainbuster?
Top rope brainbuster.
Sure.
I'm good with that.
And then
So thank you,
if you have
Noir, for
emotes,
doing this.
No problem. Thank you guys for joining me and trying to learn this on the fly. It's an interesting concept. It's a very different kind of game than I thought it was, but we made it work, I think.
So yeah, our raid call is Top Rope Brainbuster. We are going to raid
All right.
Pixarat, and until next time, the system is sort of kind of down.
It's down.
The system
is
is
not-
down.
System down.
Night, everybody.
Bye.
So horny.